Zoe Levinson, Marina Barrett, and David Kim are on a 2-year mission to see if Mars can possibly be colonized. However, shortly after escaping Earth's atmosphere, they discovered that a fourth individual, Michael Adams, was knocked unconscious during the launch and has been inadvertently brought along for the mission. Everyone manages to befriend Michael. However, it turns out that a mission who was already stretched pretty thin in terms of oxygen for 3 members of a crew has now been stretched even further to 4 members of a crew, and the oxygen system has been damaged. So now they might not even make it to Mars unless they possibly sacrifice their unwilling Stowaway. So yeah, that's basically the plot of Stowaway. This movie is, it's weird. It's about 2 hours long, but it's actually pretty briskly paced. I'd say it doesn't really get drawn out until towards the end when they start trying to wrap it up or ratchet up some tension. And from there, like I said, it's basically the decision. Are they going to have to kill Michael because they don't have enough people to get through everything? And or not enough people actually. It's enough oxygen really. Again, because when they discovered Michael, he was an engineer who was working on something in the ventilation system, and a fire broke out and knocked him unconscious, and they just didn't realize that he was still there, and they thought he had gotten out. And so the ship winds up taking off, and it burns up a lot of fuel, and they're basically they're kind of from that's what happens. And then they discover him, and in the process Toni Collette's character, that's Marina Barnett or Barrett, fractures her arm because he falls out of the duct where he was being kept. He was like I said, he's still unconscious. So he's completely unwilling. He's not trying to sabotage anything or nothing like that. So he's not. There's no real villains in this. And they start trying to do everything because he damaged this oxygen modulator, and it turns out that can't be repaired. And David Kim, who's played by Daniel Day Kim, so yeah, a real good job with the naming coordinates on that one. He's a botanist who, he was working on some plant life, and he's able to create some sustainable algae, but it, can only hold out for so long. And again, this mission only had barely enough. It's like they had, this thing is like corporate backed, so it's not NASA. It's like a corporation called Hyperion. And basically they could only get a 2-person mission, but they managed to just stretch it out to 3. So the oxygen was already kind of an iffy concept, and it's like I said, it's very kind of scientific based, in that it's a 2-year mission, so it's a year to get to Mars and do their studies, and then a year to get back. Although I always heard it was like 3. I thought it was a year and a half to get to Mars. Not to mention that doesn't take into account the actual studies they need to see if they can actually cultivate enough plant life and sustain life for possible colonization. So yeah, again, maybe science has advanced a little bit since the last time I heard that, but you never know. Anyway, like it's a 2-year mission to get to Mars, and so they're already kind of stretched to the point that they really couldn't be. So a 4th guy is already throwing enough of a wrench into the mix, let alone the fact that, again, like I said, he damages the ventilation system. And, the corporation's like, look, Michael has a sister on Earth because his parents were killed in a house fire. And she's very young, so she needs someone to take care of her for these 2 years. And, like I said, they're going through this, and Zoe bonds with Michael, and it's like, he's not a bad guy. He bonds with everyone. They like him. But, there comes this point where it's like, we do not have enough oxygen. We have enough oxygen to maybe get to Mars, but we don't have enough to land, and they have to get to Mars because I think they already have some temporary facilities constructed there somehow to, that could sustain the extra life. But, it won't, but they still need to get there. And, it basically becomes this, they don't want to kill him, but they might have to, well, kill him might not be the best term. They might have to do something to sacrifice him. And, even at one point, David, basically confesses this to him, even though Zoe is against such a thing. And, he gives him some insulin to inject into himself that would kill him, that would be painless. But he doesn't go through with it, and Zoe hits on the idea. That's Anna Kendrick's character, and Zoe hits on the idea of trying to mine this like extra rocket booster, and that's their last ditch effort. I'll save the big spoilers as to how that turns out, but yeah. Like I said, overall it's pretty good. I think the performances are pretty good. There's some weird things in. There's some weird takes in this. Like, you know, they're participating in video chats with their home base, but it's just, you just see, like, them talking to their tablet. You don't see, like, a video conferencing or anything like that with, you know, they have headpieces in there and they're answering questions. And that's it, yeah. So, like I said, I don't know if that's related to the pandemic or anything. I mean, it's entirely possible, but like I said, I don't know if that was a aesthetic design choice to not do that. But yeah, and then from there, you know, that's, like I said, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then, like I said, this thing is pretty briskly paced. Like, the first hour goes by really quickly, and then when they're making this last-ditch effort, it really slows down to try to ratchet up the tension, and I don't know how well it really works. I mean, it really kind of, I mean, if you liked Gravity, I think you would really like this movie. It's not bad. It's pretty enjoyable. It's very procedural, and I don't know how scientifically grounded it is, but it comes across like it's scientifically grounded at least. And, you know, that works pretty well. The performances are pretty well, but I just kind of found it a little lacking. Like, again, there's not too much in the way of the humanization of the characters. There's little bits of it here, like, again, Daniel Day Kim's character, David, went to Harvard, and Zoe Levinson, that's Anna Kendrick's character, went to Yale, and so the joke is she replaced all the coffee mugs with Yale mugs. So yeah, there's little bits of that here and there, but there's not a lot, and I think that kind of led to a bit of an emotional disconnect for me a little there. Still, overall, this isn't too bad. I would recommend watching it if you're up for something like this. I'm going to be giving Stowaway a B.
In the next century, one man's search for his sister will lead to a shocking discovery. Space Above and Beyond, Sunday on Fox.
Okay, so I don't really know exactly what the itinerary for May is going to be. I'm guessing the next video is probably going to be the random trade review on Parker the Hunted. Because right now I don't think there's any other movies coming out, or at least quite yet. Then after that, it's probably going to be maybe WrestleMania Backlash, and then I think around that time is when Mighty Ducks Game Changers comes to an end. I might have something in the works. I don't know just yet. I might need to square a few things away. But yeah, there might be a couple other videos. I don't know too much about in the way of movie reviews. It's really hard to do streaming movies. I think I've said this a bunch of times before, but just in case you're new here. Yeah, it can be kind of hard because Netflix does not always announce things very well. Hulu does not always announce things very well. Like, Disney Plus does a good job. I guess Peacock's done a pretty decent job, but I don't know how much original programming they have. I don't have HBO Max or Paramount Plus or anything like that, so I can't say about them. So yeah, I'm kind of this weird... Yeah, anyway. But yeah, it can be kind of hard sometimes. So yeah, right now that's the tentative itinerary for what I can get you. Maybe there might be something else more. Hopefully it will be pretty fun and something you can enjoy. See you all next time. Hey guys, remember, you can help support my channel at patreon.com/sleepytimeforcat productions, where you can help request a movie, even if it's something like, say, Sonic the Hedgehog or the next Purge film. I'll review it.